Okay, welcome everyone to our Hanukkah shir. Today we're going to learn all about Hanukkah. And we see here the dugma that we have in our home. I want to explain this to you. I can just hold it here. Uh, it's fascinating actually that Hanukkah revolves around lighting a menorah, and in English we always called it a menorah, right? And that's the very name of the menorah that was in the temple. Um, and in Hebrew, in modern Hebrew, the distinction is they call it a Chanukiah, right? And it's actually eight branches, right? So that's what we light, commemorating the 8 days of the miracle of the light, of the oil in the time of the temple. So, but I wanted to share with you that actually I put a little picture of this you could put up, the seven branched menorah, that the Rebbe explains um, that there's actually a picture of the menorah. Uh, Here, you can show them this picture, maybe this one. That's what I want to talk about. So this is a ktav yad, a handwritten uh, letter, handwritten material from the Rambam, Maimonides, and in his Perush to Mishnayos, that he said that there are different drawings of the menorah. There's the six-branched menorah, and that's what's in his diagram, 6 branches, and then the one in the center. Right. So that's an artist depiction of the menorah in the temple, and then that silum of the Ksav. Did I send it? Or maybe I didn't send it. Um, 1 second. So if you'll notice in this description, so I'll just take a picture of it and send it. Oh, you got it. Okay. So you can see he put triangles and circles. This is mamish from the Rambam. And those have to do with um, the rimonim, the prachim, right? There were flowers and there were different designs on the menorah. And here he explains what it's supposed to look like. So um, now there are drawings of the menorah where it's like angled. And in fact, Rebbe explains that on the Arc de Triomphe,
Oh,
right? Right on the um, gateway. Well, here let's see exactly what the Rebbe said here. He said that the regular tziur of the menorah with these 6 branches are like a chetzi keshet, like rounded. There's a picture of it here. Another maybe. So on that depiction, they're rounded, and he calls that chetzi keshet. So he said that this regular picture of the Chetzi Keshet, like half branched, angled, is al pi. It's according to the estimation and the chikui, the copying of the menorah asher lo Yehudim tziaru baromi. It's the gate of Rome, the gate of Rome. This where they have a drawing of of them carrying in the stolen kalim from the temple. So in this picture, in the gate of Rome, they have this rounded menorah. And on Shara Nitzachon, right, that's Arch the of Titus, Yamach Shemo, right, the gate of victory of Titus, that he was victorious in conquering Jerusalem. In addition to this, this tziur on this gate of Titus is not exact, and it was done in order, the Rebbe said, these are the Rebbe's words, in order to show and express the shlita, the ruling of the government of Rome over on the Jews, Rahman al-Islam, that they're controlling us, that they have overtaken us. Odd to such an extent that they engraved there in several places the words Yoda Kafta. It's written Yoda Kafta, Yehuda Shvuyim. Judah is captured, the
Well,
Jewish people.
we know who we know now in hindsight who's who's no longer here. So we have the
Right.
last laugh.
Yes. And there were times that they would force Jews and bring Jews to the gate and show the Jews what was written in order to degrade them and embarrass them. Um, it turns out that this tziur of the menorah as a chetzi keshet, this half angled, uh, needs to be, the Rebbe's words are tzakat shever. We have to have a cry out, a breaking cry. In addition to this, and also the main thing is this is the opposite of Rashi. In other words, these non-Jews gave this false image, and it's like publicized. That's what the world sees, and even in Jewish sources, they'll use this symbol of the rounded branches. But here he says Rashi and the Rambam also uh, uh, because it gives a heskem misuyam when you show it, then it's like giving approval to it, to the tziur on the gate of Titus that was davka made in order to persecute the Jewish people and disgrace them. So the Rebbe came out and he said, wherever you can, you should correct this and do it according to the Rambam. And that's why, I don't know, did I send to our group a rally? I think I sent a clip of the Rebbe doing a rally in New York with the kids. Like 770 is filled with children. And you can see they're lighting in 770 with this type of menorah. And the Rebbe made a big deal to emphasize this, right? So, now, in addition,
Wait a minute, I can play it.
okay, it's very beautiful.
Share
Very,
so
very, and watch the Rebbe's face. It's like his love for the children, and it's also amazing the number of children. Like I have two son-in-laws that grew up in Crown Heights, so I really, when I saw this, I said, "Wow, look at how they probably went to this every year, and like my son-in-law tells me how he grew up like not, on the Rebbe's at his footsteps, in 770, like just,
um it's not working. Let me look it up in YouTube. It's on YouTube, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because it's
So,
not. Let me find it.
okay. So, and one other point about the menorah as Bereka is that is the following, and this is a feminine Torah, right? That the Rebbe explains that
I have it. You'll tell me when you're ready.
okay, so the Rebbe explains that in the Tziur that we saw, the sketch, right, the diagram from the Rambam, this one. So um, the menorah um, uh, is drawn with cups. They're called geviim, like goblets, but they're upside down, and that's why these triangles are upside down. So it's showing you that it's like a cup that's upside down, or some. So why? What does that mean? No, the oil is on the top. We're talking about the decoration on the branches, right? So so the gviyah, its mouth is downward, and the other half is up, right? The bottom part is up. It's like an ups kos hafuch. I think I might have put the words to this also next to the drawing of the right. You can put this page up, Deborah. This one with the.
Uh,
I wonder if I did the second page. Okay, I'll just summarize. So he says that um, everything is exact, right, in the Torah. So the Rambam, he says that his drawing is just to show a general picture of what it looked like, not exact. Um, like to know how many Gvi'im and where they're found on the menorah, but not that they should exactly be like that. Like it's the second page, the other one. So, but again, the question is, why did he draw the cups upside down? We know that he's daikon, he's exact. So it seems that the Rambam drew the geviim, these cups, these goblets, um, in showing where they are found on the menorah, and the lesson to every Torah teacher from generation to generation is that this is a guideline for how it looks. Now we still ask the question: why are they hafuchim? The mouth is downward. So he explains. Our sages say, "Lo laora." Yeah. Um, no, this is not
Did that one.
the picture. This one, the words above this. Yeah. Or maybe I didn't include it.
Yeah, this is the
I
Rambam.
was focusing more on the picture. Okay, so I'll just summarize. So he explains the Beit HaMikdash and the menorah in the Beit HaMikdash, Lola Ora Ani, sorry. God said, I don't need this light, right? This menorah is a witness to all the people in the world that the Shekhinah rests amongst the Jewish people. And the light of the menorah was not in order to light up the Beis Hamikdash, but was l'chol ba'ei olam, for the whole world, to light up the whole world and know that the Shekhinah is in Israel. So Rabbeinu Bachia, or sometimes they say Rabbeinu Bachaya, explains the remez here. He says that these cups, a gviyah, is a kli sheyesh lo beis kibul. It has a place to receive liquid, to hold something, right? And then a cup is something that you're mashkeh or marve. You pour from it. So these cups, when they're used as vessels of receiving, they're upwards, right? Like when you make kiddush on a cup. But the Rebbe explains these cups on the menorah are upside down. And that means that the gviyah, the menorah, is not there to just hold light and hold oil, but rather, adarabba, its matzav is hafuch, lamata, the mouth is down and the base is up. And the lesson is shehofchim et hakos kedei shemashkeh שהמשקה ישפוך ממנו. So he says that the remez in the menorah is the whole idea of the menorah is to pour out into the world. Now, by the way, this got these hairs going down, and you ever get that tickling me in my glasses? Okay. So in this tziur that the Rambam did of these branches, again, he did it in such a way that, one second. Well, I think that's sufficient. What I wanted to say is that the kos represents malchus, and the cup also represents the feminine dimension in the world. So the menorah is also telling us that the feminine has to be mashpia. The feminine is not in its, classic form of receiving, but it's an upside down cup. So in other words, we have to be upside down cups and pour out and influence the world. And that's what the menorahs are, to influence and light up the world. Okay. Yeah. So that's by way of introduction of what this menorah is, and also the emphasis of what we said that the Rebbe said it should be alachson. That, let me see if he just mentions what the lesson was in the second. All right, I think we'll finish with that. So that's by way of introduction. Now let's go into our mimer.
Okay, you know what, I'm going to stop now so that we can use that as a short public introduction to Hanukkah, so it's something that we can share with other groups, okay?
Okay. Although maybe cut off some of that end. Can you do that? I don't know.
Potentially.
I was planning on doing something else, but I think we'll go into the mimer. We have a lot of material to cover.
Okay, so let me stop the recording.